Dote.
Welcome to the basic tutorial about how to use video cues. We have an advanced tutorial as well, but in this tutorial we're going to cover the basics of just how to add a video cue and add a video cue to the same video in case you just have one video recording in your transcript, and what types of transitions you can use. So there's a basic set in this release, so we're just going to illustrate that. And here we have the Lego demo project, and if you played this, you know that it has a range, depending if you have the free or the full Dote Pro version, then it has at least 2 videos in the free version and 6 different videos. But let's just pretend here we are at a video cue and we've got one video. There is actually a secondary video, but we're just going to focus on one video in our primary video panel. So video cues only work in the primary video panel for selecting the view, but you can use them, as you can see here, in your secondary video panel as well. We'll cover that in the advanced video. So in the primary video panel, you'll need to have this set here. This is the toggle for, if I just hover over it, force video panel to follow video cues. If I take that off, then we'll have, in this case, a different video, and we're not following these cues at all. So the idea is, as your video plays, you'll be able to manipulate the view in some way, or even, as you'll see in the advanced tutorial, switch to a different video, a different camera view of the same event, and do that in fairly reasonable ways. So if you make sure that you've got this, if you try to edit or add, then there'll be a reminder if you haven't turned on follow video cues. So you'll see that if you haven't done it already. Now if we just play this, it's going to play. You can see that this is a shot following what they're doing as they work on these blocks, but we don't see their faces. Let's say at this point here we'd like to just zoom out a bit so that we see a bit more of the context, because we zoomed in just to get this shot of the blocks. Now how are we going to do that? Now this video, if I just move it around, you'll see I can zoom in and out, and I can also pan about. It actually is a 360. It could be a 2D view. It spins around there because I have a pen that I'm using, not a mouse. It's not so good for that, but you can see I can move it around and I can zoom in and out like this. Let's say we want to find a view that's a little bit more so we can see their faces again, so I'm just going to move it there. So there we get the blocks, we see the faces. That might be a reasonable shot that we'd like. Now if we want it to adjust from the view that we saw, which was much closer into this one, we're going to have to add a video cue. And in this case, if we select at this point here, so roughly about here, it's going to go back to that view, and we can just zoom in again. So I'm just showing you how to do the video cue now. That's the shot, say, that we want. And now you get a plus icon because we've got a selection here. Before I had selected a video cue, but we'll talk about that in the advanced tutorial. And I say yes, I click that and it says video cue, and it says the time code where we're currently at, which is 1 minute 9 seconds approximately. And in this case we have to choose the video. We want the same one, which is this one here, but if you have only one video you'll only have one choice. And then we've got a camera movement that we can select here. This is set to camera to current view. Well, that's the view we're going to have here. It's already set, nothing has changed. This is the one we'll get. And then do we want a jump cut or a smooth transition? So if we'll leave it as a jump cut, we'll see what happens. And then if we save, you'll see we've got a new video cue here. So let's just go back to the previous one, which was where we were zoomed in, and let's play. And there you saw the jump cut straight to the new shot, which is in the same video. And if it's a 2D video, you can also zoom and pan around. So we could do another jump cut. Let's say we want to look at particularly at her face and what she's doing. So let's just move on a bit there. So that gesture, let's say we want to get it around here. Let's add a new one. So it will roughly about here, where the finger is going to come up. So there's the finger, there. And let's say add. So we're going to add one. It's going to be the same video we're going to choose. And now what we're going to do is well, we forgot to make a transition, so I'm just going to cancel that one. We need to choose a view first, so let's just get her with her finger. And now you could also right click on the one that we've already created there. If I right click, we'll pick that one up again. We want it on this one, and what we'd like is a smooth transition. And set to this camera view, because we're actually editing this one which we already created. And if I save that, if we just go back a little, this was the view which was zoomed in. We're going to see the change, the jump cut. There's the jump cut, and there's the zoom in. You saw the zoom in happen. The zoom in takes place over about 1 second. It's a fixed transition period, and it zooms uniformly, or zoom and pan into a particular area. So you can move to another area if you wish to. So that's what you can do. We could carry on, and let's say here we'd like to switch to what the woman on the right is doing, and so we can actually move. The best thing is to move first. Let's say we're looking at both their heads like this. For some reason we want to see gaze, and I'm adding a new video cue. I want that view, and let's say I want a smooth transition, and I want this view. So I save that one there, and you'll see there's the zoom into her, and then it's going to zoom out with a slight pan as we catch her saying something. And so the black there, also then sort there. Okay, so there we've created a bunch of them, and if you wish to edit them, well, they're very quickly, you just have to select them like this, and then you'll see the icon changes here from a plus to a cog. Click that, and then you'll be able to change. Let's say we want a jump cut instead. Clear move, well, just get rid of the move, and then you can start again. You can also switch to a different camera and start up another move if you wish. So the idea is you have a more cinematic, that as you progress through the video, you can switch to a new view that's capturing the phenomena you're interested in, or, as you'll see in the advanced tutorial, you can actually switch to other videos and do clever things with that. And then you need to know how to also transform and manipulate the video cue, and also delete the video cue, and also move them. So we're going to cover that in the advanced tutorial.